Alright, what's going on today, guys? My name is Alexa, and today we're going to be talking about the new side quest, Love is a Battleground for 1. There are 3 chapters. In this video, I'll be covering chapter 1. I'm going to do both quests, all the 4 lanes in all of them. So that is part 1, part 2, and part 3 are going to be the other chapters, of course. Let's just jump right into it. I'm going to show you guys the nodes. On the left pad, you only have the global node, or the global nodes, which are these ones. And then on the right one, you have the global nodes plus 1 local node, which is power alternator, which basically is if you have more power than the defender, after 15 seconds, you will switch power with the defender. So the defender will gain your power and you will gain the defender's power, which is a little bit annoying, but nothing too major. Anyways, I already did the left path. It really wasn't difficult. There are no really difficult defenders on it, so I'm just going to be focusing on the right path. Not that it's much more difficult, but it has also the local node, so it's basically the left path but then juiced up. First up, we have Iron Fist. Actually, sorry, I'm not going to talk about the champions just yet because Iron Fist isn't a problem. Alright, so the nodes. The really difficult one that is difficult throughout all of the chapters is Hard Head. If the attacker attempts to stun the defender, the stun is reflected back onto the attacker for 2.5 seconds. This ability will then go into cooldown for 7 seconds before coming back. So what that basically means is if you parry the opponent, you're going to be stunned for 2.5 seconds. Then that stun reflection thing is going to have a 7-second cooldown in which you can parry the opponent. But it's going to come back after 7 seconds. So you basically need an option for it. Now, I use Ghost for my left path, which made it really easy. I'm sure if you use Quake or Nick Fury in a second phase who can't be stunned, it will also be really easy. But they actually gave you an option, the Power of Love, which is here. And that basically says, let me just scroll down again. If under the influence of the Romance synergy, any reflected stun does not trigger, each failed stun reflection will grant the attacker a permanent passive Fury, granting 35% attack rating. So what this means is... Alright guys, let me show you what I meant by this. If I create the synergy, the Romance synergy between Colossus and Domino, and then go test this, because it doesn't work. We have the Romance synergy. I think I showed it a bit too quickly. Let me show you guys again. Domino has a synergy with Colossus. You scroll all the way to the bottom, Romance, and that's the synergy you need, because if you look at the node here, it clearly says if under the influence of the Romance synergy, which Domino is, any reflected stun does not trigger. Each failed stun will grant the attacker a permanent passive Fury granting 35% attack rating. So you would imagine if I go into this fight, right, at least this is how I read the note, maybe I'm reading it completely wrong, is that if Domino goes into the fight, if she stuns Iron Fist, the stun is not going to be reflected back, and she will get a Fury for 35%, right, a passive Fury for 35%. That's how I see it. But if I go into the fight and I try and parry him, even though I have the Romance synergy, this happens. I get stunned anyway. Isn't that crazy? So anyways, this is just, it did it now because this thing wasn't up. But now the thing is up again, I stun and I get comboed again. So I really think it's bugged. So sorry, so I'm going to be using Ghost. But yeah, I hope it gets fixed soon so you guys can use other options, because I think with the node actually working properly, it would be really easy. So yeah, anyways, if you guys have more information on it, let me know. I'm going to be using Ghost, but this would be a good option maybe with the Flaming Trinity in the future. Anyways, back to the video. Anyways, so if that gets fixed, wait for that. If not, use an opponent. And if you really don't have another option and it still isn't fixed, you can try intercepting, see how that goes. It's going to be really tough because they do have a high health pool. Also, I won't be doing these fights live. I'm just going to show you guys some key fights just because the tapping on the screen, I think, is going to be a bit annoying for you guys. Anyways, I'm going to jump right in and make this quick. Alright, I'm going to be talking over the difficult fight. As you can see, I also already cleared this. My thing actually didn't record, so I have to do it again, which I was a bit annoyed about, but whatever. So anyways, I have to do this fight against Torch again. I'm using Goats, but I think it's good also opportunity for you guys just to see, I'm sure all of you are pretty experienced if you're doing the legendary difficulty. I think you guys also just want to see how the fights go, what the interaction is. So that's what I'm trying to show here. I mean, I am using Ghost, probably one of the best options. I'm completely butchering this fight, but that doesn't really matter. It's one of the harder ones on this path, so I thought I'd show you guys. Yeah, I'm just messing up left, right, and center, but I mean, Ghost is still doing it. But yeah, I think this is the second hardest fight on this path. I think the hardest is actually that Miles Morales. That is not Miles Morales. I don't know, Cosmic Spy, whatever he is, doesn't really matter. But he's one of the Spideys, and I just don't like ghosting anything that can evade. And that actually, because of her guaranteed crit, they can't evade that. But yeah, I find it just easier to do ghosting against like regular opponents than like Spideyverse opponents, but that's just my opinion. Anyways, I'm gonna cut it here and then go to the next one. All right, so here's that Spidey I was telling you guys about. It's just not a nice fight. Like, it's not that it's like insanely hard, but I like pushing this guy to an SP2 if possible. And what I also tried saying in the last little voiceover thing is that because of the power alternator, it's really hard to ghost this guy, because I'm not going to get to an SP2. Otherwise, I would just only dash back and do one hit, dash back, do one hit. But because I was really low on health, because I butchered another fight on this path, because I'd already done it, so I was just... it was just annoying to have to do it again, and then I messed up, and then I got more annoyed. I mean, I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I didn't want this guy to throw any SP1s, and it was pretty difficult to manage with the power alternator, but I eventually got it and then killed him with his SP2, and I was actually really glad, because I was so low on health. So yeah, it was just not a good time if I have to do this again. And then this Hela fight, I'm actually going to show you guys the notes. It has bleed vulnerability, that it if you bleed her, you do 200% more damage, which is pretty nice. And also it has the note I'm going to show you guys again. I can't really see what it's called. Something's in the way in my screen. But anyways, you do no damage, but your special takes to 400% more damage. So honestly, I really like this note. I really don't mind it. It's just, I mean, with Ghost, her SP2 does so much damage. So yeah, I'm just going to be building up to an SP2 and then let it rip. Also on this fight, there's actually no power alternator, which is pretty nice, that you don't have to worry about that. So, you know, just do your normal thing. I actually didn't evade that. I parried that apparently for some reason. But yeah, this is honestly not a difficult fight. The only thing you gotta be a bit wary for is that on 1% she will obviously go what's it called, indestructible on exactly like 1% health. So you just gotta wait that timer out, and then you gotta hit her with one more special attack, and then she'll drop. But yeah, don't think, oh, she's at 5%, I'm gonna drop this special and then she's gonna die. No, then she's gonna go to 1%, and then you have to drop one more special and like wait out the indestructible timer. That isn't anything special, that's just in her ability kit, but just so you guys don't get caught off guard by it. But apart from that, she's quite an easy boss. But yeah, Ghost handles it nicely. I'm throwing the SP2, by the way, just because the SP1 you can't actually phase the recoil, and I actually did want to do that because I was low on health. So anyways, this boss is down for the second time now, so or third time, because I also cleared the other lane. But yeah, on to the next one. Alright, so this is the second chapter. I'm just talking over it. A quick thing of what I'm going to do. I'm going to be taking the left path, which only has the global node. I'm not going to show the boss fight. I'm going to show that after the second lane. So the first time I did actually one-shot it, but you know, I wasn't comfortable yet, and the second time I had some tips for you guys. So anyways, that's the plan. You're only going to see the Rhino fight of this first left section. Alright, so I've already gone to this Rhino fight. I'm talking over it now. I'm using Ghost, which honestly is a really good counter for Rhino, because one of the annoying things when fighting Rhino is that when you parry him, he could be unblockable as well. Like, he has a percentage chance to go unblockable as well as unstoppable. So Ghost completely bypasses that with her phase, because, well, she doesn't need to parry, so she also does the global node. She also passes that. But yeah, I mean, I know you guys probably don't have Ghost. I mean, some of you do, obviously. But yeah, so maybe this is going to be a bit of a more difficult fight for you guys. But I'm just showing you guys, you know, what it looks like, what the fight looks like. So at least hopefully you guys can appreciate that. But in the future, when the node gets fixed, like the other ones, that you can actually like parry opponents, definitely watch out for Rhino, because I think he's the most difficult fight on this left lane, because well, if you want to parry him, he can go unblockable. But yeah, apart from that, it is all pretty straightforward. I think it's almost done. Yeah, it is done. Alright guys, we're on to the final path of this pass. I'm gonna show my fight against Namor only, because that's the only difficult fight on this path. If I see, I mean, Hulk can be a bit tricky, and I guess what Elektra's SP1 is also a bit tricky, but yeah, I mean, it's just an Elektra fight. And the note on this is turtling: if the attacker hasn't landed a hit in 6 seconds, the defender gains an indefinite armor buff, increasing their armor rating by 30% with a max of 3 stacks. Landing a hit resets this timer. So, and then obviously these notes as well. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say it, but if you have either Quake or Ghost, it's super easy, and this note doesn't matter, because critical hits don't really get affected by what's it called, this note at all. So, and Ghost does guarantee critical hits if you dash back with her special, and also her first medium attack after you've phased. So I mean, this should be fine. I think Namor is a bit tricky. I don't know exactly how it works, but I know you have to attack a bit later than normal. So yeah, that's my plan, and then I'm gonna try do the boss again, and maybe do some extra tips for you guys, see how it goes. So anyways, let's just do it. I'm gonna show you guys the Namor fight and the Skrull fight, and maybe if I have difficulty with another fight, because I will be recording all of them, then I'll show you that fight as well. Anyways, let's just get right into the action. Alright, so Namor is up first. There's actually going to happen, something funny is actually going to happen. You guys see in a bit, but I had heard that Namor is a bit tricky of a defender for Ghost, just because you can, I think if you intercept him, you get the damage reflected back, something like that. So you kind of have to slow it down, your combos. I didn't know exactly how it worked, but something like that. So anyways, I'm gonna explain after this if I take him down, because it was a quite funny exchange, yeah, what I did. So anyways, listen to this. Really quickly about this fight, it's actually really funny, because he hit me and he bled me. If you have a bleed on you and you phase, the bleed actually gets converted into a fury, and so I hit so much harder. So that little bit of damage I took actually helped me a ton and made me one-shot him, or like kill him on my first SP2, which was actually pretty nice. So anyways, let's move on. Alright, now for these next two fights, I actually sped them up because they're a bit boring, but they're some of the harder fights on the path. I actually got comboed here. It's Hulk and Elektra, so I thought I'd just show you guys anyways, but did speed them up because I don't want you guys to be here for a long time. I just want you guys to quick see what it is, see what good counters are, and then just move on. So that was the Hulk fight, pretty easy, pretty standard, just regular Hulk and with the twirling note, which was not too bad. So now up is this Elektra. Also not too bad. I don't really have a lot to say about it, but yeah, you know, I just thought I'd show you guys and then give you some tips on it. You know, just a regular old Elektra fight, just take her down. So anyways, we're gonna go on to the boss. Alright guys, we've reached the boss yet again. What's important to note is that if you take the right path, you won't actually take this note down, so you will have 100% more health. I think without this note he had 260,000 health, now he has close to 300,000 health, so it's quite a bit more. Everything else kind of stays the same. I'm again going to use Ghost, so yeah, let's just jump right into it. I'm going to be baiting his SP1s, I'm going to be healing from the running on fumes note because of willpower, and yeah, I'm not going to be doing any debuffs to this guy because I'm not going to be pairing him because of the hard head node, so that node also is not going to affect anything. So let's just jump right into it. Yeah, let's get going, see if we can one-shot this guy yet again. Alright, without further ado, let's just jump right in. Okay, so I think I've already said basically what I wanted to say, but the main thing that I do want to give you after I fought this guy a couple times, just bait his SP1. It's so easy, like it's ridiculously easy. It's just literally 2 slide backs and you already got it. I've already defeated this guy twice, and I haven't even seen one SP2, let alone an SP3. But yeah, I mean, with Ghost you kind of bypass everything, like that's it. Like that's already the whole evade of his SP1. So just do that and you should be good to go. I actually really like this side quest. I always like these types of side quests. I really disliked the last one because you just had to do one quest over and over, and now you get different content but pretty good rewards, which is always fun. I wish the Cavalier crystals were actually a bit better, but out of my Abyss run I actually got a Science tier 5 class catalyst and torches in there. So if I get a 6-star torch, like, oh my god, he's going straight to rank 3. I also have an Awakened Void, but for some reason I just like torch better. But maybe I'll do Void, I don't know yet. But anyway, I'm doing a guide. So yeah, about this fight, like, there's really not much to say. Like, you know, like, just bait his SP1s and then just go in after that. Like, you should just be fine to go. I honestly don't know much about this guy. I just know that you heal from willpower from the node, and then yeah, you should be good. And don't get in combat like I do here. Just play wall and you should be fine, and bait his SP1s and you get willpower from the node. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'm gonna talk some more over it right now. Alright, well, that was the fight. That was absolutely a horrendous ghost fight. I mean, it's perfectly doable with ghost, don't get me wrong. I just played bad myself. He was just being passive, so I know what happened. It just wasn't a great time. Oh, I have 8,000 of that. I'm gonna almost open a 6-star crystal. So yeah, anyways, despite my horrendous ghost gameplay, I hope you guys still learned something. I know not everybody's gonna have a 6-star ghost or a 5-star ghost for that matter, but yeah, those are at least the opponents I think could pose the most threat to you, and my idea how you should take them down. Obviously I used probably the best counter for this at the moment. I still think it is bugged. I don't think Domino should be I think Domino should be able to parry them and then get a passive fury buff, but it wasn't happening. So anyways, if you guys do want to see chapter 2, please drop a like. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Be on the lookout for chapter 2. I'll probably be doing that tomorrow, and probably tomorrow chapter 3 as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.